All right, Marco here, never a case of the Mondays, and markfrankmontoya.com. So today I wanted to give you some value. Usually it's more about the why, your mindset, because if you have the right mindset, you'll figure out the how. If you have a strong enough reason to why you're going to change your life, stuff like that, then you will figure out the how. You'll make the time, you'll come up with the resources, make the money to be able to change your future, right? But I always like to sprinkle in this how-to stuff, and especially this one because it's going to be so valuable. A lot of the times I hear these patterns that people have, limiting beliefs and patterns that they get stuck in these ruts, and it's always like, I'd love to do this, I'd love to grab a hold of an opportunity or something, but I just don't have the money, or I just don't have the time. So time is the second objection, and really, it's about time investment. It has nothing to do with money, because it's really all about the investment of time into yourself to learn how to have the right mindset and find the time to change your life, right? And you can get resourceful with your time. So that's the difference between rich and poor, is what you do in your spare time. And this was so key for me because I was really busy, and I had a real, some honest mentors that sat me down and explained to me this stuff. Time is more valuable than money. Wealth is measured in time freedom, quality of life, not just money. There's rich, and you can be stuck in a building for 14 hours a day and you make millions, but it's the price you pay with your time to make that money. Or you can be wealthy and you have some assets that are built that bring you in money whether you work or not. And then you have all the time freedom in the world and your money freedom you're leveraging. So in order to get and achieve that, you have to invest time into yourself and be able to push your mind, stretch and grow to break through the other side, getting in on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, where you have a different paradigm and you're investing your time into getting yourself free and getting good at freedom. A lot of people are just, investing their time, getting good at something that's going to keep them really busy, right? Doctors, lawyers, surgeons, professionals. If I was a professional snowboarder, the better I got, the less anybody could duplicate me, right? So I was a slave to my practice. And if you're a slave to your business and you're feeling like, you don't own it, but it owns you, there's some reasons why. And so you have to, I saw a meme on Facebook that said, I don't find the time to work out, I make the time to work out. And that's if it's important to you, right? So you got to think about what's important to you, not just money, but why do you want the money? What's the money going to do for you? What are you really looking for? Right? We're not looking for money. We're looking for the things that money can get us. So when you really get down to your core value, you figure out what that is and you get clear on what's important to you, then you can search for and find and make the time to build the business vehicle or the asset that's going to get you to that core value. Hope that makes sense. That'll be in another training video, but here's how you're going to find time, because everybody's caught in a pattern, right? I'm so busy, man, I would, but I don't have time. I got tired of saying that to my kids and to my friends and my family, where I'm just so busy. Yeah, you can build a bunch of businesses, but if you don't have a life, you don't have any time to enjoy it, what's the point, right? And so we develop disease. Number one reason for bankruptcy is medical bills, because a lot of people are just focused on money and they don't invest in their health. And then so you work and then you die, you have some big regrets, and the biggest regret on your deathbed, you've probably heard this, is it's not like, oh man, I wish I would have worked more. It's always, I wish I would have had more time with my family and to have these relationships. So this is so important. I hope you get how important the time thing is. And in order to get your time back and have an abundance of time, it's kind of like investing, your money, right? You're going to invest your time to get a lot of time back. That's how I have a life, and I do whatever I want all day, and I'm with my kid all the time. I'm like the only dad at all the playgrounds and stuff, and always at the house messing around with my kid, because I have a lot of time. I can do whatever I want. I've built a few assets. It's not like I'm a gazillionaire, but I invested the time to get these money streams coming in, multiple streams of income for a financial fortress around yourself and your family that nothing can penetrate, and that makes a huge difference. Okay, so this is how to find the time, make the time to do it. And we're all busy. You got a job, you got businesses, you got kids, all that stuff that's pulling you in every direction. And if you don't have a plan for your life, somebody else does, right? So you have to get clear and be able to time block this stuff and find the time. So I'm always able to help coach people and find their time, and they just wonder where all the time goes. You know what? A lot of it's thinking space, and the time is in between all these tasks, right? It's the time in between that adds up. But we don't understand, because it's like coming out in little increments all over the place. and we lose the day, you know. So I mean, you can get caught up, I mean, so easy just in Facebook scrolling, right? So here's how you can break it down. Four quadrants, like, you know, there's 4 areas really in your life. It's physical, relationships, contribution, and money. So when I talk about physical, you know, sleep, eating, working out, you know, exercise, stuff like that, your physical body. Relationships is family, friends, church, God, you know, all that stuff. Contribution, volunteering, giving it back to the world. One of the human needs is to you know, contribute. Feels good. It's addicting. That's why I do what I do. That's why teachers teach. It's more about the impact. And there's 2, just on a side note, 2 most important times in your life: when you're born, and when you figure out why you were born, why you were put on here. So I know my why. That's why I'm so passionate. I would do this for free. It wakes me up in the morning. And when you love what you do, that is success, right? So if you're clear on that, nobody can stop you. And then your money. So that can be job, businesses, you know, things like that. And these are the things that take up a lot of time. Okay, so I'm gonna be really generous with this stuff and say, okay, 8 hours a night times 7, 56 hours of sleep. You know, so people are like, oh, I'm so busy. I don't know. There's not enough time. We always feel like there's not enough time in the day. So I'm going to break this down, right? So eating, maybe say 2 hours a day. I'll give you 14. That's for preparation and eating. Different times. Breakfast, I don't spend 10 minutes. So, you know, 2 hours is pretty good for a day. Working out, maybe an hour a day. A lot of people don't even do that. So that's 77 there. Go over to relationships. If you set goals, you can set goals with this stuff too, and add an extra hour so you can, you know, set your goals higher and give your spouse more time, give your kids more time, you know, and up that a little bit. But sometimes there has to be unbalance, like investing that time to create more time later, right? So I don't believe in all this whole balance thing. I have a balanced quality of life, you know, and sometimes in order to get where you're trying to go, you got to get unbalanced. I skipped weddings, anniversaries, barbecues, all that kind of stuff to get to the highest level in snowboarding, paying the price, doing what other people aren't willing to do to get what they'll never have. And then, you know, that's what happened. I got the most amazing lifestyle, and I was able to taste freedom in the next level of living. That's why I love doing this. I can't go back to normal living. It's just hard for me, right? So I'm going to do 2 hours a day for family investment, you know, an hour for praying, you know, church, you know, for the week. So there's that. There's maybe 3 hours a week for volunteer contribution. I'm going to give you 10 hours a day just for the job, okay, which is 5 days out of the week. And then, so there's 50. You add all that up, it's over here, okay? So physical, relationship, money, contribution. Now I'll give you an extra 12 hours for miscellaneous, just for the extra stuff, paying bills and different things like that. An extra couple hours a day. And that's a lot, right? And so you think, you know, you have that adds up to 159 hours for the week. You know how many hours in the week there are? 168. So that leaves 9 hours that you would have that you can get clear, and you can make sure and block out your time to invest into your future, into building something on the side, a side project that's going to set you up for the future so you can retire early, so you can have an asset built that brings you in money whether you work or not. Not get caught in the 40-hour a week for 40-year rut to retire on, you know, 40% of your income and, you know, die like that with dead broke, you know. This is about owning your life, right? You can't depend on the government to take care of you. My family, some of them have worked 47 years paying their taxes like good people, thinking the government's going to take care of them. They're giving them now less than $800 a month to live on. I mean, how, like, does that make any sense? You can't depend on the government. You have to own your life and take control now while you still have the chance, you still have the energy. Not work, not pay attention, you know, not just work and then really kind of not pay attention and invest in your health. And then what you might not have heard is that a lot of people are forced into early retirement from bad health, okay? So you got to invest in your physical, make some goals there. But what I did to get free is I was super busy. I was telling mentors, I don't have any time. And they sat me down and said, man, if you don't make the time, I'm going to come back next year and you're still going to be saying, I'm so busy, right? And that's a pattern you can get caught in. Most people do. They get caught in ruts, rat races. They settle for what they're getting, and then they kind of, you know, plan their lives around that income. And they just kind of settle there and stay in that rut. It's kind of like deer trails, where your subconscious is there to keep you safe and secure and comfortable. So when a deer finds a trail that they think is safe, then they start following that trail, and it creates the deer trail, and that's how the predators know where they are. It's actually dangerous to be there. It's dangerous to have a safe, secure job. There is no safe, secure job. That's actually an oxymoron. Moron being the key word there, right? So the only thing safe or secure that you can have is your own business and assets that come in, so you're comfortable, you're safe, you're stable, so you're not the average family that's 1 or 2 paychecks away from bankruptcy from just having a job. What if you get laid off? It's not in your control, right? Somebody else can fire you or lay you off at any time. Your life is not in your control. The only way you can have that control, own your own business. That's why I tell people to start their own business, even for the tax benefits of loan for being a business owner. Employees, they do not get any tax benefits. Business owners do. You save thousands and thousands of dollars by having your own business. You get put in a different tax category, and it's not what you make, it's what you keep. That's another training too. But I teach people how to start their own home business. With 9 hours a week, you can do that. You want to know how to free up more time? This is how you do it. It's called clumping. Clumping is, that's a whole nother training, but I'm going to go through it really quick just with a few ideas. You can clump different categories, right? Like if you want to invest time into relationships while you're doing physical, and you can work out, you can work out and bring the kids with you on rides. I push the stroller sometimes when I'm jogging. I'm listening to self-development books while I'm working out, things like that. So I'm clumping. I can also, while I'm doing my home business, pay my teenager, and that's a write-off. You can pay your teenagers to help you pass out flyers or whatever you're going to do with your home business, and you can actually write that off. Most people will never know that because they don't read tax books. You got to know your taxes. Taxes are the biggest expense in your life, but most people never check that, right? And it'll keep you broke if you don't watch out. So, even though there's so much sleeping, if you want to free up another 3.5 hours a week, just sleep 30 minutes less, 7.5 hours. It's not going to harm you. You can sleep 7 hours. I sleep 6, and I still get everything done. That's perfect for me. That would be at 2 hours a day. That's 14 extra hours a week. That's how I find the time, and I invest that time. And it took me 5 years, but now I have set up businesses that pay me money, and I'm able to invest that extra money into other businesses and other investments. So even when some of them fail, I still have that financial fortress around myself and my family that nothing can penetrate, right? So I don't have to fear risk and things like that. So I hope this was valuable. Nobody can tell me that they don't have time. I have a wife, kids, businesses. I was a pro snowboarder, traveling the world, all that kind of stuff. Didn't have any time. But if it's important to you to get free, financial freedom is a catchy word these days, pretty elusive to most people, because if you don't have a strong enough reason why, you're not going to do it. Find your why, get clear, invest the time. Nobody can tell me they're busy, because I was the busiest. If it's important, you'll make the time. You'll find the time, and this is how you're going to do it. And if you have teams and you have businesses of your own, home business, you can show this to your team. It's probably pretty valuable. I helped a lot of people with breakthroughs, and then once you find that time, you got to block that into your calendar. Okay, block it in. Block in this first. Your relationships are more important. Show your spouse that you have goals. Hey, I set up an extra hour for us. Do that first. That's going to make them happy. They're going to know that they are priority, right? But so you block that into your calendar, but then you're also going to block in your freedom, right? So you can finally get free, because if you don't and you let other people have a plan for your life, they will. So you have to make this a core important value too, and you block that in. And when that comes, you don't let anybody else get in the way. I don't let anybody else get in the way of my couple hours a day that I put into the work, into my business, because if you don't have a plan for your life, something else does or somebody else does. So you have to block that in and don't let anything else get in the way. Same thing. So that way, whatever you have blocked into your calendar, if it's not in the calendar, it's not going to happen. Okay, but when you have it blocked in, that means you're 100% in the moment, present, and you get so much more done because you're focused. Then when I'm with my family, that's in the calendar too, and I'm 100% present with my kids, so they know that they're important, right? I'm not thinking about business when I'm with my family. I'm not thinking about family when I'm doing business because I'm just focused. I'm nailing it, right? And I can get more work done in less time when I block it out. So that's good time management. Really pay attention to that. If you like this stuff, share it. And if you're looking around, you know, I hope it's valuable. Now I'm gonna, right down below this video, I'm gonna do the full post in the blog post. Read the full post, because if you make it to the bottom, I'm gonna have an offer there down there that's gonna teach you how to use Facebook to leverage your time even more and get information in front of thousands and thousands of people. And doing that's, you know, I get Facebook doing the work for me while I'm not working. So I'll be at the playground and I have ads and marketing, you know, $5, $10, $20 ads working for me, sifting and sorting and putting information in front of people that are already interested in what I have. And that saves me tons of time, right? You can outsource, you can work smart, not hard. And that's the next level. So go to that post right there, click the link, go to the bottom, read it all, because there's more details in the full blog post training. And then click the links for the boot camps and things like that. You know, learn the next level of this stuff. This is Freedompreneur Mastery, right? Infopreneurs. This is the newest, best stuff going. Social media, you can make money with Facebook and things like that, and it is key. This is awesome. So hope that was good. Love you guys. Talk soon.